Hi, Eric Gimbal, ericgimbal.com, and today I'm going to tell you why I think that Canon is actually laughing at us. Let's start. They say that one picture is worth 1,000 words. So I'm going to show you that picture. Look at this. You see this? This is a hot shoe of the Canon 250D, known as SL3. There is the same hot shoe on the 4000 and 2000D. I don't know their name as Rebel or T100, and the other one I can't remember. I'll put the link here if you want to check the review. And first I want to apologize to people who saw my review of the 4000 and 2000D because I did not notice this hot shoe. And I didn't mention the problem. What's the problem? If you check other Canon camera, it is not a black plastic, this is metal. There is a central connector. It means you can use any flash unit with a central connector or any trigger for flash remote control or flash remote triggering. And they've removed it. It means that now you can only use a Canon flash or a Canon trigger on this camera that's actually entry level. So I think they're laughing at us because they sell us an affordable camera that many people who are starting can actually pay, but when they want to use a flash unit, they need to buy a flash unit that probably costs more than the camera they paid for. And this is shameful, this is nasty, this is incredible that Canon is doing this, and I think it has to be said. The other day I spoke about the Canon RP when I was thinking they were laughing at us too. I got insulted. People call me an old crazy man, and I think if everyone chats up when actually things like this happen, Canon will push and more and more and more and more and more. I've got several things to say about Canon, not just this problem. I'm not against Canon because I said the same thing a few years ago about Nikon when they actually started to issue the 3000 series, and then they had the Wi-Fi, then they made the 3200, and then they had don't know what, then they call it the 3300, and so on, and they were almost the same cameras, and they were just trying to sell with basic new things, and that were actually stupid. So I said you cannot issue a new camera every 6 months. And now it's happening the same with Canon, but worse than that. They're actually taking off important features. So I'm going to tell you more features that are taking out and people don't realize. I think Canon policy right now is nasty, is almost illegal because they're almost lying to us. For example, the other day when I reviewed the 77D, I said there was a 5x stabilization, and I thought, wow, that's great, that's a great news. So I tried it, but I didn't realize that I was moving one side to the other, and didn't realize that it's actually not a 5x stabilization. This is a digital 5x stabilization, and it does it cropping. It means that you have your picture like this, it crops like this, so it moves within the frame you've been doing to compensate your movement. And it means that when you're actually using their stabilization, you're cropping. It means if you have a 50mm and you use the maximum crop, the maximum stabilization is like having a 75mm, so your lens probably is not what you needed then. So probably you read the stuff, the specs, and you read 5x stabilization, and you think, oh great, I don't have to buy stabilized lenses, and you save money on that, but then the stabilization is useless. You actually need to get stabilized lens, and if you had known that in the first, you would have bought directly stabilized lenses, or you would have chosen another kind of camera or another brand, or a Canon camera but another camera, but you need to have that information. Another thing they tell us that we all get really excited is, oh, it has 4K. It's the same as the M50 or the 250D SL3. Yes, it has 4K, but it crops also. It crops 1.5, so you need to have clearly this information beforehand. But it's even worse than that. They tell you, oh, you have dual pixel, so oh, that's great. This is a great autofocus system. And you have face detection and you have eye detection, at least on the M50 and on the 250D. So you think, oh, great. But they forget to tell you a small thing. If you use 4K, then you don't have face detection, you don't have eye detection, and you don't have dual pixel autofocus. It means you're left with a contrast autofocus that doesn't work that good. I would say it doesn't work much. So you've been lied to. So they just excite you about one thing. You think, wow, that's really an affordable camera, and for that money at last I've got something good. And then you realize it's all stripped. And now with this central dot on the connector, for the central connector for the flash, external flash, that's a big problem, because the normal way of buying gear is you buy a camera, your first camera, then you probably buy a second lens, then you buy an external flash unit, then you will start to do out of camera body flash lighting like strobist, and you cannot do that anymore. It means from the start, or you get a lot higher price camera within Canon, or you will have to get their flash system, which is a lot more expensive, or start or go to another brand or whatever. But it means just because you were not properly informed and because they really removed important things. I mean, it's incredible that a 350D or 300D of 15 years ago, almost 15 years ago, had that central dot, and you can still use it doing things better than that. And also, why are they doing this? Canon, this year, according to the stats, they've dropped sales to 21%. So now they're trying to get money out of anything they can do. You're not buying a new body. Yeah, why? Why should you buy a new body? Or if you buy a new one, why should you buy a higher one? Because image quality is good on this camera. You don't need a top range camera to have good image quality. Even your telephone is fine for that. So the only way is to really recut on features. So you buy something else, like a flash unit, or then you do need to buy a higher end camera in a year time, 6 months time, 2 years time. And the way they do it is not really elegant. If you know beforehand, then you decide, but they do it a way that you don't actually know. And this is really nasty. I got insulted for criticizing Canon, but I think we must do it. We must tell this, because otherwise they will keep doing it. And at the end, the person who loses money is you. Is you, or your friend, or your family. And it's important then that everyone start to tell about this, that Canon realize they cannot go, they cannot push too much this way, because this is even stupid. Because I think if someone is really happy with a camera, even a basic camera, later they will buy a better one in the same brand, or they buy extra lens, or maybe they will buy accessories of that same brand and not like a third-party Yongnuo flash unit that costs 50 euros, and they will think, no, I'll buy the Canon one, although it costs 200, but I'll buy it. And the way they do it is nasty. I mean, you get a basic camera with like the 4000D that costs 300 less than 300 euros, and you think, oh, that's great, I can start with that. And then when you look at the flash unit, it's the same price. You say, what? The flash unit costs the same as the camera? You feel you've been crooked. And this is a stupid policy. So I think we need to tell it. And Canon must know that we are aware of what they are doing. So please share this video on your social network if you like what I say. and tell your friend about this serious problem about Canon policy right now. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a button down here, also a small bell. If you click on it, you will receive a notification when I upload a new video. And my website, ericgimbal.com. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below, send me an email to info@ericgimbal.com. Below I put links to other parts of my YouTube channel and also links to my gear on Amazon. Thank you very much. Bye.